Good day and welcome to another episode of Frosty's Projects. Today I'm going to be doing the front brakes on my 2001 Ford Expedition XLT. This will be the same procedure as if you had an Eddie Bauer. Also the same
Daddy.
if you had an F-150, as long as it's four-wheel drive, best guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know I did the brakes about 15,000 miles ago. Actually, my son did them for me. Excuse me, right in front of the camera. Thank you. My son did them, and 15,000 is, well within the life of the brakes. But I'm metal to metal on this side, so something's gone wrong with the sliding caliper. So we're going to be doing a little bit of repair, not just replacing the pads and the rotor. Yeah. I've already done the other side. The procedure is exactly the same. Yeah, so in preparation, I've already jacked the vehicle up. First, of course, I loosened the lug nuts first. Yeah. Loosen the lug nuts. Yeah. Then jack the vehicle up so that I can work on it. Yeah. You hear that scraping noise? That's metal to metal on brakes. Yeah. That's bad. Yeah. I actually lost my brakes coming down out of the mountains.
What is this one?
Yeah, that's the cap for the hub. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this off of here. As you can see, I have my son Billy helping me today. Are you in charge, Billy? Yeah. Yes, you're always in charge. Okay. So just for the record, I do in fact have air tools, impacts and ratchets and stuff. Sure. But I prefer on my videos to use the standard hand tools so that you guys can see that anybody can do this. You don't have to have all the fancy stuff, especially brakes. Brakes are very straightforward. It's easy. Just about anybody with some basic tools and half a head can do brakes.
And you just do that, and you get all the stuff out.
Okay, you want to help me with this, buddy?
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's tight.
Yeah. This one's tight.
Yeah. It's all kinds of gummed up, huh?
Yeah.
Let's do it this way.
Right
around. Appreciate your help, buddy.
You're welcome. My hands are dirty. Oh.
Oop, there it went. Got a runner.
Yeah, I got a runner.
Yep.
That's a runner.
Something else we're going to be doing today. Most people don't think about it. Normally they think about changing fluids being like oil changes every 3,000 miles or whatever it is. Yeah. But there actually is a recommendation to change your brake fluid every 30,000 miles.
We have to do that.
So,
take all the butts out.
I've had this truck a year and a half. I put almost 20,000 on it myself. It's got about 170,000. Who knows if the brake fluid has ever been changed. And because this wheel got so hot and overheated, which made my brakes go out, I'm going to go ahead and change the brake fluid while I'm at it. I already did. When you're changing brake fluid, you start with the furthest away from the master cylinder, which would be the passenger rear, then the driver's rear, passenger front, then the driver's front. That's the reason I'm doing them in this order, is so I can bleed the brakes and change the fluid along the way. So I've already done 3 wheels, so we'll change the brake fluid in this one once we get the pads changed out. So you guys will have a chance to see how that works as well. Yeah. So we got all the lug nuts off.
Yeah. Ooh.
Got the wheel off.
Got the wheel off. That gave me that.
A little cap here.
Cap here.
Cap. Put our lug nuts in our cap so we don't lose them.
Yeah.
And now we're down to the brakes. And this is covered in metal filings. Okay, so here we are looking at this this brake. And the way this brake system works is you have what's called a sliding caliper. So what happens is, as the brake pads wear, this caliper slides back and forth to stay centered on the rotor. So what happens is, if for some reason that sliding caliper stops sliding, it only uses one side of the brakes and not both sides evenly. And as you can see, if you look at this rotor, how much thinner this side is than this side. See how much thinner this is, Bills? Yeah, then this side tells me it's been working only on this side of the brakes. It hasn't been pushing on this side at all. And if you look on the inside, let's get some light on it. Yeah. I'm going to start over here. You can see how nice and smooth that brake surface is. Run your hands. There you go. See how smooth that is? Yeah. Okay, but if you look at the other side.
Not top. Only that one.
Get an angle on it. There we go. You can see how rough that is, Bills? Yeah. See how worn down that is? Yep, that's metal to metal. That's bad. And that's what made my brakes overheat and made them go out when I was coming down the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do first is we'll get this torn apart. See if I can get a good camera. Yes, your hands are getting dirty, aren't they? You got dirty hands, Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. All right. So we've got two different components here. We've got the caliper itself, which has two pistons in it on the back side that are pushed by hydraulic fluid, which actually squeeze the brakes. Okay. Once this piece comes off, then we've got this caliper mounting bracket, and I think you're right in the way of the camera, buddy, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. And it has two more bolts that come off so we can remove the rotor. So we're going to start here. The fasteners that are on this right now are Torx fasteners, Torque 40, I believe. Yeah, T40s. So we're going to get them out of here.
Out here? Sorry, Dad.
No worries. Plenty of room, buddy. Plenty of room.
Yeah, they're funny.
Especially for you to learn.
Me learning about
So, you know, it was Iggy that did, your brother Iggy, your big brother?
Yeah.
That did the last brakes on here?
Yeah.
You know how he learned to do brakes?
Yeah.
Just like this?
Yeah.
Yep, I taught him how to do brakes when he was about your age. So now it's your turn to learn, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And guess how I learned how to do brakes?
You learned.
My dad. My dad taught me to do brakes when I was about your age too. So
Easy.
now
Now
your grandpa is an accountant, but he was, or is, he's still kicking, a fair to Midland shade tree mechanic. I learned a lot of stuff from him and his father. My grandfather, your great grandfather,
Oh, yeah.
who was actually a certified Chevrolet mechanic back in the 40s and 50s. So there's a long history of working on cars.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got those two bolts out of the slides.
Yeah.
So now we need to compress these pistons a little bit so that we can make some room and get this caliper off of here.
What is this thing right here?
Okay, so we're going to use my small pry bar,
For?
aka Craftsman screwdriver.
Ow.
Okay, we're just going to expand these pistons or compress these pistons in a little bit to
Yeah.
give some room
Yeah.
so we can get this caliper off of here.
Let me put my top on it.
Well, you should be wearing shoes.
No, what's that?
Oh, okay.
On my head.
Okay, so I compressed the pistons a little bit, so we've got some wiggle room. See, we got some wiggle room now. And now we can get in here,
Yeah.
and we can get this caliper out.
Yeah, yeah.
See how it's going, buddy?
Yeah.
And it leans right out.
Let's try that.
So you want to be careful. It's not a really good idea to let this hang on the line, but as long as we're careful, it'll be all right. So we're just going to let that kind of hang there very carefully.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we can take these pads out.
That's out.
So that guy comes out. There's one.
1, 2,
And there's two. Now look at these.
and both.
Okay, so we're going to hold this up to the camera. Hopefully the camera can see it. See how this still has a little bit of brake pad material?
Yeah.
See it there? See how that one's not? See how that's metal to metal?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
This,
And
with that little bit that's left, is about the time to change them. This is way past time to change them. This is bad. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's a good thing we're doing this. Like I said, I actually lost my brakes coming down the mountain. So fortunately, I'm a good driver and I knew how to downshift and take care of it, but it could have been ugly. Okay. So now we're going to take this caliper off. It's got two bolts on the inside. Right there.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Okay, so here we are on the other side of this so we can see a little bit better. Those two bolts that held on the caliper, you can see where they screwed in right here and one down below right down in here. Got those two out. That removed the caliper. Watch yourself.
Okay.
And pulled the caliper off this way. You could probably see that in the other video. Now to get this mounting bracket off, because it wraps around the rotor, I can't change the rotor without pulling off this caliper mounting bracket, which is this guy and this guy. So we'll get them off next, and then we'll be able to pull the rotor.
Yeah. Daddy, what's the thing right here?
That's a cotter pin.
Uh,
It's a cotter pin. It keeps that nut from coming loose.
did not.
Yeah, because you don't want that nut coming loose while you're driving. Okay, so we get this guy. Might need a breaker bar.
Where do you go?
Nope, I got it. Okay, and we'll loosen the other one. Okay, got a jumper.
Got a dumper.
Okay, you can see now this bolt's loose. You can see that caliper bracket moving around and wobbling.
Yeah. Eat it. Oh yeah, that bolt coming down.
Okay, so there's one.
1, and get it 2. Haha! I didn't make it to that.
Absolutely, you can take that off. The bolt's almost out.
Yeah. I didn't mean holding it with you.
Okay, so now grab it. It's heavy. There you go. Good job, buddy. Nice. So we need to get that cleaned up. Okay.
My hand did.
Now, the next piece we're going to get off, Billy, is if you move over that way just a little bit so the camera can see it. Okay, so this is the brake rotor itself. Okay, you looking? Okay, sometimes because of the heat that these go through, they'll rust, and they'll actually rust into place to the hub. And sometimes they'll actually even have a little set screw that holds it. So sometimes you have to pull a set screw, but once you've broken it loose and any screws are out, that baby just lifts right off. See that? Slick, huh? Perfect. Okay, so here we are on the sun. With this taken off, you can see this is a fairly smooth surface. It's got a little bit of wear to it, but it's actually fairly smooth. If you kind of catch a cross section, you can see where it's worn in a little bit. You've got a little bit of a lip, but this isn't bad at all. This is the old shoe. See how much material is left on it, about a 1/16 of an inch compared to a new shoe. You can see how thick a new shoe is. You can see how worn out that is, playing face to face. So that's really close to needing to be replaced anyway. But when you consider what the other side looks like, flip this over, and you can absolutely see this. I'll take a screwdriver and you can probably actually hear it. And hear how rough this is. And you can see how much thinner one side is than the other because it's been wearing down into the metal so much. Yep. Dirty rag.
Dirty rag.
Yep. And then again, compared to the shoe that came off of there that was all the way down to metal. So we'll go over, we'll take a look at the caliper while we're cleaning everything up, and we'll figure out why it wasn't sliding the way it's supposed to, and we'll start putting this back together. So you've got this rubber boot and the slide pin that goes inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can't assemble this first. Okay, and so that's the way this works. So when you tighten down the bolt, it allows this to move back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth.
On it, so that pin can slide back and forth through there. And where this goes is, leave the camera alone, buddy. Don't want it to fall. There we go. Okay. And so this, move your hand.
Okay, ma'am.
Goes right in there. And you can see the bottom one is still assembled. I haven't taken it apart yet. So those go in there. When the bolt goes through here and mounts it to the back of this bracket, it allows this caliper to slide back and forth inside of this. So this is what I suspect has gone wrong.
Yep.
This is what made it so that the caliper wouldn't slide back and forth properly, and it made it so it only wore one side of the brakes.
Yeah,
We're going to go ahead and take this side apart.
My hand dirty. Daddy, my hand dirty with wheel.
That definitely doesn't slide very well, buddy. That should slide nice and smooth in there.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so that comes out. And then you can just kind of collapse this boot down. And it pulls out as well. So this was obviously put together dry. There was no grease or anything in here, buddy. And that's why it wasn't sliding the way it was supposed to. So I got some new hardware for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so down here we've got, so there's the new bolts, and new slides, and new boots. Right?
Yeah.
All new hardware, so we know they're going to slide the way they're supposed to.
Daddy, may slide one in there?
Hold on, first we need to grease it.
We did.
We need to grease it. So we got the grease. Okay, so we're going to take this guy.
That guy.
We're going to put some grease inside of it there.
Daddy, me put the grease in this. You put grease in there.
You don't put grease in that part. Okay, and we're going to put a light coat where it touches the inside of here.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to just kind of fold it up.
Fold it up.
It's hard to do because now it's all greasy and slimy.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm going to push it through until you can grab the other side. Just like that. Okay, I'll do that again.
Daddy, me want to do that? Me do that one?
Yeah, those aren't very good work clothes, buddy, to be playing with grease. Otherwise, I'd say yes.
Why you do it, Oni?
Because I'm wearing old clothes.
Huh?
And I'm already all dirty.
Me dirty too.
Okay, a little bit of grease
We
there.
put it up there. Daddy, we put these in.
Yep, those are next.
Yeah, we want to put them in. Daddy,
Okay,
we
so
put
we've got
them
the
in.
grease in there. We've got that nice and centered. See how that's centered in there now, buddy?
Yeah, you do
Okay.
this one.
Yep.
And me do this one, okay?
Okay, a little bit of grease on there. Get it inside the boot.
Daddy, me put them grease on my hand.
A little bit.
Okay, gotta get it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Put
Okay.
them grease.
Now we'll slide this.
Put the grease right over here. Daddy,
Yes. Okay, so that one's good.
yeah.
Okay. You see that one, buddy?
You wanna do this?
You're killing it, buddy. You're doing awesome. Okay, good job. Let me see it.
I'm not done yet.
You're not done yet? Okay.
Okay, then. Go.
Beautiful. Put a little bit of grease on the outside of this. And see how there's this little groove here, buddy? See
Yeah.
that? See that groove?
Yeah.
There's a little lip on the inside of this boot that fits right into that groove so it stays centered in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll stick this guy in there. Plenty
Yeah.
of grease.
Yeah. Daddy, we like doing this way.
Grease is fun, huh?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so when we slide these in, we want to make sure we don't pinch that boot at all and tear it.
Yeah. We only want to put it in. Yeah, normal.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, and so now these slide back and forth really smooth and easy. See how that
Wanna
slides
try
back
that?
and forth? Yeah, absolutely. See how easy it is to move back and forth?
Yeah.
And before it wouldn't move back and forth at all because it was put together dry and it was all rusty. And that's what made it so it wouldn't work. Okay? Where'd my rag go, buddy? Do you have my rag or did you put it? Oh, there it is. Can I see it? Thanks, buddy. Okay, we'll get our hands cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, as the brakes wore out,
Daddy, we go in
these
my
pistons, yeah, absolutely. These pistons slowly but surely kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So in order to fit this back together, these calipers have to be pushed, or these pistons need to be pushed back into the caliper. And that's where this guy comes in.
hand. Oh, that guy.
This is a piston compression tool, just for working on brakes. Some brakes have two cylinders like this. Sometimes they only have one. See how there's one hole in the middle? If I needed to, I could take these out and put one in the middle to do just a single piston.
Yeah.
But this is a dual piston setup, so we're going to use both of them.
Daddy, look my hand.
Yep.
And they're dirty. Get it a bit. Bye bye.
Okay, so
Daddy,
we
me
get
do
that
your
pulled
hand.
in.
Oh, that on my green.
There
Daddy,
we go.
we need a water hand, right?
Yeah, we'll need to wash our hands when we're done. So now these will go right back in
Yeah.
to the middle of the pistons.
Yeah, but then. Good.
Okay, just till it touches.
Yeah.
Right there. So it's touching on either side. Now this is the trick. So when we push these in and it pushes all the fluid that's in here back up this hose, it's going to put it back up into the master cylinder. So if the master cylinder has the cap on it or it's too full of fluid, then I'm not going to be able to compress this. So you want to make sure the cap is taken off and there's room so that as this fluid goes in, it's got some place to go so you don't overflow the master cylinder.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so here we are at the master cylinder. You can see I've taken the cap off of it so that it's not creating back pressure. And there is a little bit of room. That's probably going to fill up some, but since we're going to change the fluid anyway, it'll pull back through and we'll get it back to the max line when we're done. But we still have a little bit of room to take some fluid, so we'll be okay there. Okay, so we've got room in the reservoir now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to compress these pistons.
Ooh.
And these have been pushed way out. Those are out a long way, so we're going to have to be careful when we push those back in. Make sure we got the right size socket here.
Daddy, me doing it with my hand.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it the other way in the tightening direction.
Daddy, me too this side.
You can help me, yeah.
Yay.
Okay, see now as I'm pushing it, see how that guy's going back in?
Yeah.
We'll make sure it's not pinching any seals, which it's not. Going nice and even.
But then hold it.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, that one's all the way in.
Can we do that one?
Do it. Here, grab it back here. Here, try this. Let go. There you go. There you go. Let her rip, buddy. Good job. Killing it, buddy. You are killing it.
Yeah. Hey, I turned these.
Yeah, this is fun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we've got those. See how these are compressed all the way in now to make room for the new brakes because they're so much thicker. Okay, so we're going to loosen these up.
Daddy, how you didn't put this one in the middle?
Well, you can't with this style brake.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, now that's out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to take our new rotor
Water.
right back here. This is the new guy.
We put it in.
Make sure it lines up with the lug studs, just like that. Now, to make this easier to put together, because this is, see how this is just flopping around, buddy?
Yeah. What are these?
Those are the old boots.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my lug nuts.
Love you.
And I'm going to screw it on.
Daddy, me do it one.
We're just doing one right now.
Why are you doing one?
Okay, so we're going to put that on to kind of hold that rotor into place. See how it works? So it's not flopping around quite so much. Okay, so now we can take our bracket.
Bracket?
Here we took off. So I cleaned up anywhere the metal was touching. I took a wire wheel and I cleaned it up. That's just good practice.
Daddy, getting mine?
Uh-huh. And I cleaned up these sliding surfaces.
Me too.
So now we'll hold that in. Yeah, you definitely help, buddy. And now we'll put these bolts in the back.
Me too, the down here.
Yeah. Put these bolts in like so.
We need to get up.
You getting old, buddy?
No.
No, okay, good.
Daddy, why you got a
Torque
beard?
wrench. What's
Why
that?
you got a beard?
Because I like my beard.
Why?
Because it's cool. Okay. And these are brakes. These fasteners are very important, so I always torque them. Make sure I put the right, make sure they're the right tightness. Okay, and I've got my Haynes book, and it tells me the right torques. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and
That's funny, Daddy.
there's one. And there's two. Okay.
There too. Boom, 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 boom.
We're gonna get this set up for the next part.
Me do it?
27. Okay, so these new bolts, if you look at the old ones, see how that looks like a star?
Yeah.
That's called the Torx. And this one's just a hexagon. That's called an Allen. So the new bolts actually have a different fastener. It happens. Okay?
This one is a star.
Okay.
And this one is a triangle. You take a triangle.
So now we take our new pads. New pads. Okay.
Daddy, me put it.
And these slides. First we need to do the slides.
Me do the slide.
Okay, so we take our slide. Take yourself a little bit of grease. Just a little bit. Okay, put it right on here like that. Now you don't want too much, because if you have too much grease, it'll collect dirt and it'll make it so it doesn't slide, but you want a little bit so there's some lubrication, just like that. Okay, and these guys snap on just like that. You got it?
Yep.
That's beautiful, buddy. That is perfect. Good job. Okay, and that goes on like that. Okay,
Daddy, you need to go in your
I do.
hand.
Thanks, buddy. You're awesome. Okay, so this one with the indicator goes on the outside. Okay, so it goes up and it hooks onto that slide.
You going in the dean.
Like that. Okay, so there's one pad.
One that.
The other one goes on just the same. So it
Daddy,
comes
we
in from
do it?
behind. Just like that. Good job, buddy. You nailed it. Man, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, now our caliper goes on over the top of this. Okay, and it kind of hooks in.
Okay.
Let me see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to hook it at the bottom.
No, that on top.
And the top goes in just like that. Okay,
Then I pat it.
now we take, yep, give it a good pat. Good job, buddy. Now our slide bolts.
You want to put it one in?
Okay,
You put the other one in?
sometimes these need a little bit of wiggling to get them to line up correctly.
You put the other
Looks
one
like I
in?
got that one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Goes right down here.
Hi.
See it?
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. You get it?
Yeah. Done.
Let me see.
Take it out.
Nailed it, buddy. Good job.
Nailed
Okay.
it.
So now,
How do we do one up here?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to snug this down.
Like a nugget.
Snug it. Snug it like a nugget.
Like a nugget. Like a hamburger nugget. Like a nugget.
Okay.
Like a nugget.
Just coming snug.
Nugget.
Okay. It just got snug.
Let me do the top one.
Okay. Good job, buddy. It's like rowing a boat, huh?
Yeah.
You ever row a boat?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? I didn't know that. When did you row a boat?
That year.
Where?
That year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Okay. I must have missed that one. Want me to finish it?
You've been at it.
Okay. Okay, and now we take our torque wrench.
Good, right. Why are you doing that? Why
I had an extension here somewhere.
Mary, have a done tweet.
Okay. How we torque this?
Look that.
Yeah.
Like a kick nuggy.
Click. Okay, that's the top one.
Quick, 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 quick.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, and now we're ready to set up our bleeding so we can change the brake fluid, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. One of the things we want to make sure is when we put this together that we didn't pinch those little black boots,
Boop.
top or bottom.
Or bottom.
We didn't pinch them when we put it together, so they're nice and clean so that everything will slide properly. And the next step is going to be to change the brake fluid.
Yeah.
So I've already done the other 3 wheels. It's just this one. So what we're going to utilize is this is the bleeder port right there. And that's where we're going to suck the fluid out of it, right?
Yeah.
And you help me on the other side so you kind of know what we're doing. First thing we're going to do before we put the hose on is we're going to break this loose and make sure that it's not rusty. Okay, so it's broken loose. So now we plug that on there. Nice and hard. Can you get it?
No.
There we go. Oh, got a jumper.
Got a dumper.
Got a jumper. Okay, so before we start pulling fluid through, we want to make sure that the master cylinder is full, which it is, from when we compressed the piston earlier. So we're going to take our little wrench here, get ready. Now go ahead and start pumping on that to get some pressure built up.
Wanna do what? Okay.
Okay, let's get some vacuum built up in there.
Oh, it's not coming.
It's going. So you're already up to 10. A little more. Yep, you're going. Yep, okay. So hold it up so it doesn't fall in the oil. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to crack this line a little bit.
Quack line. Quack.
Okay, so we're going to crack this open.
Oh,
You see the fluid is starting to flow through. We're going to get this pump. Go ahead and keep pumping. We'll hold this reservoir level. We got fluid coming through. All right, and the fluid is starting to build up in here, and you can see it's really brown.
Yeah.
Which means that's a bunch of old fluid coming out. So keep pumping.
I'm gonna do you.
Yeah, you're doing good, buddy. Keep her going.
This is brown.
Yeah, you're doing good, buddy. Keep her going.
Oh, lower top too.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. See me doing puppy?
Yeah, you're doing the pumping. You're doing a good job, but oh, there you go. Good job, buddy. We still have pressure. Still pulling. That reservoir is starting to get a little bit full. A little bit more, and we'll shut it off. and we'll dump this. We'll check the master cylinder. Okay, and then we'll give it another shot. But you're doing good, buddy. Keep her going.
Right up to here.
Okay, starting to get full. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this off.
Turn the dot.
Yeah, just like
That.
that. Hit that button right there.
What?
Underneath. There's a button underneath. Little trigger. There you go. Perfect. That released the pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can take...
Dump it. You dump it that?
Yeah. Twist it. Other way.
This way?
Yep. There you go. Good. It'll come off the bottom. No, don't quit twisting. There you go. Okay. Dump it. Nice.
It don't
Okay.
want to blow.
Yeah, it's getting there. Okay. Now we'll put it back together.
Daddy, we need to pump more. Daddy.
Let me go black there for a second. Okay, that's back together. Okay, go ahead and start pumping it up again. I'm going to check the master cylinder. Oh yeah, we pulled quite a bit out. So we'll top the master cylinder off. With some clean brake fluid. Okay. Just as an important note, no petroleum product is good for automotive paint, but brake fluid is especially bad. It's okay. I got this. Okay, you got some pressure built up. Let me see it. Pump it a few times. Let's get some vacuum built up. There you go. Keep going.
I'm going to do the double.
Yep. Keep going. Good job, buddy. Okay. Because brake fluid will actually strip paint. So you want to make sure you don't get that brake fluid that's on your hands on the truck, because it'll really damage the paint. Okay, keep going, keep pumping. You're doing good, buddy.
Daddy, we do
Yeah, you see the
the
fluid's
devil,
flowing
okay?
through there. Yeah, fluid's flowing. Keep pumping.
pump, 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 pump.
So this fluid is never going to look new.
Yeah.
It's just not. Even though we're putting fresh fluid in there, because it's an old caliper and old brake lines and an old master cylinder. If I had literally replaced every component in the brakes, you might get clear fluid through. But because there's 170,000 miles on all these components, it'll come clearer, but it's still going to have some color to it. But you can see.
Radio.
Yeah, you're doing good, buddy. Keep pumping.
You want to do it radio?
Okay. So it's still looking really black. Keep going. Nope, keep going. Keep pumping. You can get a little bit more before we dump it again.
No.
Yep, pump.
Why?
Because all the vacuum's gone.
Huh?
There you go. There you go. Good job, buddy.
Oh, yeah. One more time.
Okay, we're just about there. Okay, go ahead and hold it down. And tell them what you just said.
That's all clear. That's
Yep,
clear.
see how clear it is now?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Good job. So that means we've got new fluid all the way through the system.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll dump this.
Daddy, me dumping
You
it.
can absolutely dump it, buddy. You're doing a good job.
You hold it.
Dump it. I hold this. You dump it. Nice.
You do it.
Okay. This back on there.
Yeah. But that's in tight.
I'm going to take this wrench off.
That on.
Okay. Bring that tube out.
Hi, Dad. Open that.
Okay, so we'll set that off to the side.
Guys.
We'll make sure that our bleeder
Breather.
is nice and snug.
Nug.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take our rag. Where's the rag, buddy? Oh, I have the rag. Okay, we're going to make sure all the excess grease is off the outside of this so it's not collecting dirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Take this guy off of there. And we're ready to put the wheel on.
Yeah. Wheel. Daddy, be careful with the wheel.
All right, so we got the truck back down off the jack stance. I started the truck up, pumped the brakes a few times because the calipers had been completely compressed. There was still some room between the pads and the rotors. Pumped the brakes a few times to get that pressure built back up, get the pistons back expanded where they need to be. You can see that I'm now almost 3/4 of an inch low on brake fluid, which is typical because we had everything compressed so far. So Now we'll top it off to the max line with fresh, clean brake fluid. Just like so. Make sure we put the cap back on. And short of a test drive, we should be good to go. Well, I thank you for joining me for yet another episode of Frosty's Projects. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something. So now you've seen how to do front brakes on a 2001 Ford Expedition. Again, same as between an XLT and an Eddie Bauer edition. And again, an F-150, certainly if it was four-wheel drive, would be exactly the same thing. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I hope this helped you out a little bit. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure that you leave them below. You know, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So have a blessed day. I hope everybody continues to be awesome, because we all are. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.